The world's a little topsy-turvy right now, my friends. And now more than ever, it's so vital to follow your intuition. In this world of the internet where everyone, literally everyone and their dog has a platform, it's so important to remain centered in the core of who you are as you navigate this online world. There is so much noise out there, so many things vying for your attention, so many different energies, so many different perspectives. There is fiction being paraded as truth and truth being made to look like fiction. It's hard to know what's real and what isn't. There are entire realities being created out in the ethers, trying to draw you in, trying to bring you into them. And it's easy to get sucked down rabbit holes. We've all been doom scrolling before. You start looking at one thing and then all of a sudden you're just on a roll. And then 2 hours are gone. And it seems like the world is becoming increasingly polarized, and we're being divided into left and right and black and white, and whatever we choose to do with our body or not, and whatever we choose to do with our time and not, and whatever we choose to say and wear and whatever. It's easy to get caught up in the myopic world of your personal social media algorithm that is specifically designed to show you more of what you watch. So your feed is not subjective. Your news feeds are not even subjective anymore. Like, I have a very different news feed from my partner and from my friend over there, because even on the news platforms, we're getting shown more stories like what we've spent the most time on. So it's creating this whole kind of false reality in front of us, creating our own little worlds that we can live in. And it can be easy to get disconnected from the actual real world and get sucked into the virtual one. And when we get sucked into these virtual worlds, it gets harder and harder to discern what's true and what isn't, what's real and what isn't. And we get more and more disconnected from the natural world, from the real people in our lives, and from what really matters. And I've been seeing a rise in content that seems to me like its sole purpose is to elicit a really strong emotional response. And a lot of the time, the response that's generated is fear. Fear of the powers that be, fear of our other human beings, fear of organizations. And this is really disempowering content, but it can be easy to get kind of caught up in it. And we're not used to being inundated with so much information, so many different energies, so much noise on a daily basis. I know we've had internet for a minute, but this is still new technology. This is still a new realm for human beings, right? Like, I remember days before internet. And it was a very different time. If we wanted information, we went to the newspapers or we went to the library. Now we have endless amounts of information, global information at our fingertips, which is such a beautiful blessing. But it also requires a whole other level of discernment. Especially now, anyone can publish a book, anyone can publish an article, anyone can have a blog, anyone can have a say, which is a beautiful thing. But there's another side to that too, where we just need to be careful. So if you find yourself on a social media page or coming across an article that really gets you charged up, like really gets you into fear or anger or any of those kinds of emotions, I invite you to take a step back and take a breath and do some fact checking, do some looking around, see if you can find things that corroborate that story, and see if that emotion is a true emotion from inside of you, or if you're picking up on the egregore that's been created around that piece of content, because that does exist. At the end of the day, I'm just making this message because I just want us all to stay in our personal power, in alignment with our core, with our personal truth, with what feels aligned. And there's just so much noise out there in the digital world, so many things that can pull us off path, pull us off track, distract us from what's important, and encourage us to feel separate and disconnected from each other. And that to me is dangerous. So I just wanted to come on here and put it out there as we navigate all this new territory. It's going to become more and more important to hone your discernment and find your place of authentic truth and alignment and see what fits with that. So let me know what you think in the comments. Sending you all tons and tons of love. Share this video with someone you love and subscribe to the channels to get more videos like this. I'll talk to you guys soon.